Rich, welcome.
Thank you.
So Rich, I literally just met. His wife's doing one of my courses, and you come from Portsmouth especially.
Yep.
So nice to meet you, Rich. I have no idea what you're going to say here. So what do you want some coaching on?
So I'm a trained nurse. I've been in the NHS for the best part of 15, 16 years. Now transitioning out of the NHS because reasons.
Okay.
And it's, for me, I'm used to people coming to me because they need me straight away, and they have to see me because I've been an A&E nurse, an ED nurse.
People come there because they've got a serious reason to.
And now I'm working with anxiety, stress and trauma.
Got it.
And
Okay.
so I have to tell people to come to me, and it's not coding and wiring that I have in me. I'm finding an interesting block around that concept of selling myself and telling myself and putting myself out.
So you're becoming self-employed.
Self-employed,
You're doing a bit of marketing.
I did do a marketing workshop.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I remember that question on the marketing workshop.
Building the mental and embodied practicality around how to market myself when I've spent half my life being marketed for me and everyone comes to me for a reason.
Yeah. Okay, let's just do a quick reframe first of all. So, now in an A&E, obviously people are coming to you like desperate, you know, my arm's got cut off, I need help, right?
Yeah.
Now, that's actually not so different from good marketing. Okay, so it's not so much you're going around trying to sell something. Good marketing, I think, is based on attraction. Yeah, so there's similarly, it's like people are still coming to you with a problem. Yeah, now you need to be visible for them to do that.
Yes.
Okay, but that's just like the road signs to the A&E. Yeah, you're still the A&E. It's not so different. The difference is you're patching up a different problem, a different wound. So I would just challenge that belief that you have to sort of run around doing it. Does that make sense?
Yes. It makes sense cognitively, but not.
Great. So this is why we do embodiment training, right? So you can get the idea cognitively, but then people still, it's warm in here. People could still go, right, I kind of get that in my mind, but somehow emotionally that's not landing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, let's do a bit of embodied yoga principles, some good poses for this,
cool.
And we might do a bit of distinction coaching as well. So anything you don't want to do, you don't have to do. So you're in charge. It's something you've heard me say this before online, right?
Yes.
Yeah, great. Okay, so strong, solid, sort of wide base with 1 foot forward. Okay, and coming from here and offering out. Okay, not here, but here.
So, yes.
Interestingly, sometimes people do this. This is a bit different than this. It feels different, right?
Yeah.
And not this, but this. There we go. Okay, so in a way, when you're selling your services, you're self-employed, you're making an offer. Okay? And feel the difference between, how would you like beg right now?
So it's a small.
But from this position, how would that be a bit beggy?
I couldn't, because it's not a beg. It's like, look at me, I'm here.
Okay, extending forwards, not this. This is different. Okay. Yeah, and what about like pushing it on someone? Maybe that would be something like.
It's not a moving forward posture for me naturally. So I don't think I could be pushed. I couldn't push.
Okay. So what is your fear? So offering out, not keeping in. Notice that. Yeah. It's like getting comfortable making an offer, breathing, relaxing, feeling the ground. What's going to be your offer ongoing? Could you say it out loud?
I help people with managing their anxiety, stress and trauma to live a more fulfilled life.
Great. What kind of people?
Broken people who need my help.
Okay, and in Portsmouth, men, women, ladies?
All over the world.
Okay.
I'm not partisan around that, because people who need me. I know that's the.
I'd probably, from a marketing point of view, I'd probably could suggest niching a bit more, but we can do that another time. So I'm getting used to saying those things.
Yeah.
Actually, it feels nice. Yeah, extend. Yeah. Don't overextend, but extend. Feel overextending. You lose your center a little bit, yeah? Yeah, great. Okay, so getting used, and that could be a daily practice, just getting really used to making your offer, trying different words, trying different groups, and getting comfortable with it, yeah? Okay, relax a little bit there. Rich, what's your fear here then, as you move into it?
Being found wanting, not being judged for not being good enough at it.
Okay. Let's do a little bit of work with being judged then. So if you're willing to do taking up space, if your shoulders get tired, you can always do hands on the hips, okay? And may I sort of judge you? I do a judging pose, yeah? Notice the smile. So I'm not thinking anything in particular, I'm just giving you that vibe, yeah? Call this evaluation pose in EYP.
Okay.
Can you keep breathing? Keep relaxed. You're also going to get people who are adulating. Oh my God, Rich, you're amazing. Oh my God, you're so good, Rich. I wish I could be. Oh my God, you're amazing. That's going to happen too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got these people.
And I can manage these people if it's these people that
Okay, how's it feel?
that activate me.
How's it feel?
I doubt myself.
That's normal.
Yeah.
If you don't doubt yourself, you're a psychopath. Okay. Self-doubt is a very normal thing. The key thing is just to keep standing there and breathing. Okay, so it's really okay if you doubt yourself. You should doubt yourself when people are judging you. Maybe you screwed up, right?
Yeah.
But not too much. Yeah. How's that?
It's interesting because I feel very tense down this side of me.
So can you relax that side of you? Say ah. Yeah, and extending out rather than raw. Yeah, it's different energy. Yeah, okay. And what would be a fear that what would someone say that might be very difficult? What's like your fear, the worst thing they could say?
It's doubting the evidence base and I know that sounds...
Like this is bullshit,
yeah,
this is
bullshit,
nonsense.
That's not a real thing.
Okay.
So I'm used to working from a very strong evidence base that you can't argue with, but you can argue with, but you can't.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm here and I'm like, this is nonsense. This is keep there, keep breathing. You can put the hands on the hips if the shoulders are tired. This is nonsense. What's the evidence base for this? This isn't real science. This is some woo-woo.
Yeah.
Can you keep breathing?
I notice a constriction around here, moving from
very normal. To my chest. Very normal. Keep breathing, and just say thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, because it's good that someone actually voiced something, right? Most people don't have the courage to even say it. They're just judging silently. Yeah. So this is some nonsense. What's the evidence base? This? Come on, really?
Thank you.
Okay, and then you can respond from a centered place.
Yes.
Yeah. So how might you respond to that if you wanted to?
My response and my reaction, is, I've got all this for you. I can give you the paperwork. But my response is...
So let's make a distinction. What you just did,
yeah.
Do that again. I've got all this...
Yeah, it's small and...
It's small and a bit desperate as well, right? It's a little bit like, oh, please believe me.
Yes.
So really do that, really find that energy. And what would you say? What would be like, I've got this...
I can show you someone else's stuff. Someone else has proven this.
And now the opposite of that, maybe too far in the other direction, would be what?
I've got you, don't worry about it.
Okay, and even if we went there even more in that direction, we could probably get to like arrogance or what would that be?
You don't need to worry about that. You don't need that.
Okay.
It's just me.
Okay. And does that feel good? Does that feel not good?
That feels abrasive.
Okay, a bit cocky. And we must make it even more like that. Come on, it's me. It's going to be fine. So.
Don't worry about it. You don't need it. Ignore them.
Yeah.
Come to me.
I'm the man.
Yeah,
I'm fucking rich. I'm the man. Come on, really take it to the max.
I like this. Is fun. Thank you.
Yeah. Let's make it fun.
I'm rich. I'm the man. Come to me. This is what you need.
You fucking need me. Nothing else. I'm geezer. I'm the rich.
I'm rich.
Why?
100% that rich.
Okay. Great. So that's a bit much, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what would be a balanced middle?
I've got you. This is good. Let me help you.
That's enough. That's enough. That's sweet. It's really sweet. It's just like, this is good. I've got this. Let me help you. And it's like, look, if you don't want to, that's your loss.
Yeah.
I'd love to help you, but it's up to you. See the difference?
Yeah.
Do a couple more times. Do desperate.
Got the things.
It's got the things. Please believe me. Please believe me. Yeah. Okay. And then the cocky one.
You don't need anything. You got me.
And the geezer. Fucking what else? Yeah.
And then I've got you. Don't worry about it. You're safe with me.
Great, because safety is a big thing for this work, I imagine, right? Yeah. It's interesting. You're quite a big guy.
Yes.
And it's like you could easily be scary.
Yeah. I'm wearing Viking tattoos.
Tattoos, beard. Yeah. Turn up on. I imagine you turning up on a Harley to the session.
I wouldn't trust myself, but
I love one too. I'd kill myself in fucking 10 minutes. Anyway, so that feeling of safety is important here, right? So it's not too cocky, but begging also doesn't give safety.
No, because I'm not that authority.
Exactly. You lose your authority, you lose the trust, right? So let's just do a bit of authority pose. So it's another one related to this. Hands forwards a little bit. Great. Okay, relax the jaw. Yeah, say ah. Think of someone you really love, like a little baby or a little kid or a grandmother or something like that, someone you really care about. Yeah, that's it, because that gives the warmth as well as the power. Because you know, naturally people are going to project power onto you. It's not your fault, they just will. You know, unless you're something like a bunch of Maoris or something that are huger than you, you know, you're going to get that, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So relax the jaw a little bit. Tell me something you know about your work, just one sentence or two that you're pretty clear about your work.
It works.
Okay, a little bit quick. See, like, if you were to say brightness by the sea, you wouldn't say brightness by the sea. You just say brightness by the sea.
It makes you feel better.
Makes you feel better, great. And it's still a little bit like having to prove something. Does that make sense? A real authority, like I've worked with some really powerful, wealthy people. They're not pushy.
No.
They're quite quiet. There's a quiet, just like, this is how it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's try a couple more. There's a couple of sentences you might say about your work, like one of the models, or something you'd say about it, like fingers together. Remember the warmth. That's it. What would you say? Look at me. Tell me something about anxiety or trauma.
It's not your fault.
Okay. Again, it's a little pushy. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I know it's not my fault. Tell me that. Like, say brightness by the sea.
Brightness by the sea.
What's something else you know? Tell me another fact, undisputable fact.
Brighton's got a big pole out the front.
Okay. And then tell me it's not my fault.
It's not your fault.
Okay. And even more, just very matter of fact, it's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
Because I don't want to be like bullied into it's not my fault. Okay, bully me into it's not my fault.
It's not your fault.
Okay, well, okay. Now say it unconvincingly.
It's not your fault.
Even more.
It's not your fault.
Okay, now just normal Brighton's by the sea. There's a big pole. Brighton has a tourist attraction with a pole. Yeah.
It's not your fault.
Oh, great. Now I believe you. Because it wasn't a big deal.
No.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
What did you learn there? What did you learn?
I learned that how I portray myself, because I'm used to being in a uniform and wearing that face of a nurse, and not being rich, but being nurse rich or being a nurse.
And that also will create more warmth being a nurse
You're
straight away, and more
safe.
authority straight away. Yeah, yeah.
Whereas rich in white t-shirt and combat trousers, combat shorts,
Yeah.
is a very different prospect to build trust in. And if I can build that believability, that safety from a place of me opposed to trusting an institution.
Right. And
So
that's the pressure I think you're putting on yourself, is it's like, I'm hearing, tell me if I'm wrong, some sense of like, it's all on me.
Yes.
Yeah, which in a way is true, you know, and I'd say just be a little bit careful you don't take it too far with that, because you can also think of it as the work, right? It's the work that's doing the work. The train, like, give me an example of training you've had. What kind of
NLP, which is interesting. Doing some SE.
Yeah, okay, great. So lots of techniques.
Theory,
you can think of it as like, that's what the client's trusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, yes, they're also trusting you. This is why you need this mixture of warmth and power, being aware they're going to project power on you just as a result of your size. Like, I'll show you how different this feels. Totally different.
Yeah.
Right? So imagine your clients in that situation the whole time, because effectively they are.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's if I'm down here, it's different again, right? So most people are going to be down here, yeah. So good to know. Any key takeaways, things you want to practice?
Things I practice is the offering myself up, so forward arms, and being secure in what I'm offering, opposed to rushing out really quickly.
Yeah, just matter of fact.
It's the truth opposed to opinion.
Great. Yeah, truth is just matter of fact. It's like we're in a white room.
Yeah.
You don't have to be like, we're in a white room. You don't have to push it on you, and I don't have to be nervous about it. It's just, we're in a white room.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a little practice to take away. What can you do like for 1 minute a day?
1 minute a day is the practice, that one, and stating my truth.
Okay, so we give giving, just different, giving, so extend, and then we have taking space. It's like being seen, right? And then we have authority. So you've got 3 things you can practice if you want. One is here.
So arms forward.
You can find all these on YouTube as well. One is here, and one is here.
Awesome.
So it's like you need to be seen to do marketing, you need to have authority, but you're making an offer. Nice. So that 3 things might be a sort of 3-minute practice. What do you reckon?
I'm down with that.
And play with that?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, let me know how it goes. If you need any tweaks, let me know. You're welcome, Rich. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you. Okay, nice session with Rich there. At the beginning, a little bit of reframing. Sometimes I actually work cognitively right at the beginning, just in terms of how they're framing a challenge. So I work with that a little bit at the beginning in terms of how I was looking at his marketing. Yeah, there's some classic EYP, you know, how he's making his offer. Lots of distinction coaching there, so distinguishing between, you know, in this, the being pushy versus, you know, being nervous versus being a little bit passive, making those distinctions in his body. As he said, you can understand something cognitively. People get this, right? They read the books, he gets it, he's a smart guy, but then it's like how to get that in his body, how to spot when he's going into that mode. You know, marketing and starting a business is not to be underestimated. It really brings out a lot in people about vulnerability, about being seen, about being loved, about their authority and power. Brings up a lot for people. So yeah, some of these EYP poses are classic ones that I use rather a lot.